Amira, I want to come a little bit to the personal. As someone in this role, you have been a target of attacks, both personally and professionally. You've faced disinfo and hate yourself, not just for your work, but for your identity as a Muslim woman. How do you deal with that? And what does it say about the times that we are in when even standing up against hate makes you a target?
Yeah, well, I mean, certainly, Saba, any person taking on a public role is going to face criticism and is going to face, viewpoints that they may not agree with. So, on that front, it goes with the role, but at the same time, we're living where so much happens online, and anything can be said, and misinformation, disinformation can spread very quickly and take a life of its own. And so I think it is challenging for anyone to be in sort of the public eye, and in particular, it is difficult for women. Racialized women, we know that. You know that very well as a racialized Muslim journalist, and have faced your own set of hate and these types of digital attacks. And so it's not it's not something that anyone wants to go through. I can say that much. I signed up for this role because I really believe in Canada. I grew up here in Ottawa. I grew up with really positive experiences about what it meant to be different and have diverse identities, to be the daughter of, Egyptian immigrants, to be Muslim, to be Canadian. It was such a positive experience that once I started to realize what Islamophobia was, I had just started wearing the hijab. 9/11 happened. I was just graduating from journalism school at Carleton University, starting, my career, beginning with CBC radio here in Ottawa. When I started to realize that, all of a sudden, what I had taken for granted of, belonging to this place, a place that I love so deeply, that there were those who were going to push forward ideas about who I was, who our communities are, and view us in such negative ways. Like that really struck me deeply. And as a journalist and later as an advocate, these are issues that matter to me. And I've just wanted to continue to believe in a Canada where everyone belongs, and fighting for that in whatever way or capacity I've had the privilege of doing it. So I'm really privileged to be in this role. I take it very seriously. I meet with Canadians from so many different backgrounds. I was at a United Church the week of January 29th to commemorate the Quebec City massacre. And just the amount of love I received from the congregation, is probably enough to keep me going for another year. Just the amount of solidarity that fellow Canadians have towards any minority community that's going through difficulty is really something that you don't see in the headlines, that you don't see sort of go viral. But those opportunities to connect with people are so valuable. And I encourage all of us to really double down on those efforts to build that social glue in our own communities, because it's what's going to keep us going and keep us optimistic.